Ever fancied owning an A-class motorhome? Well, yes, 60, 70, 80,000 pounds or more. But I've got one here, which is from Pilote. It's called the CityVan. It's a 2008 model. This is it, and it's up for 30,000 pounds. Let's take a closer look. One thing about A-classes is the one piece looks magnificent, but there are issues you need to check. For example, the screens can be costly. You can't always get them overnight. Check that out. Another issue is the piece here. I find this desperately deep. That's going to collect an awful lot of leaves. And the bonnet itself, the lid. There are some where it's so small that you have an awful job to service parts of the engine. I'm pleased to say this one is wider than usual. So let's take a look inside. Oh no, there's one of the problems. There's no door here for the driver to climb into the cab. And that's a problem with A-class models. I've got to get in at the back. This is a bit of an obstacle course, putting the bin there. I would suspect on the latest models, the facility for waste is much more carefully designed. Otherwise, yeah, 3-burner hob. There's no electric hot plate there. Very little food preparation area. I noticed there's no microwave oven. The fridge is reasonable, but nothing special. You see, the point is that on imported vans, those from mainland Europe, usually the kitchen is small. You don't have a big opulent area. It's bijou, you could say, because many times of the day they eat outdoors. What you will get, though, in an imported van is a very, very impressive washroom. In this city van, the layout is designed particularly for 4 people. That's 2 in the cab when you're travelling on the road, but right here in the lounge there are 2 forward-facing seats. They have to be deemed to be travel seats, and that means they do need proper security belts. This is a 3-fixing type, which is so much better than the ordinary lap belt. In the UK, since 2008 when this was built, there's been a lot of safety checking on travel seats. And I have to add that having seen several of these taking place, these don't strike me as good as the very latest ones. For instance, the cushion doesn't have the security and anchorage that I would like to see. I suspect in the latest models there will be improvements. But that's safety. Let's move on to another topic, DIY. Also around this van, I can't help noticing there are a number of piano hinges, as we call them, and they're going rusty. And the one along here is classic, because it doesn't look very nice and the rust can transfer to the cushions. But don't worry too much, you wouldn't get that on the latest model, of course, but you can buy piano hinges at your DIY superstore, and it's not a huge job to cut them to length and to then replace the rusting ones. You could even probably do it yourself. I've had a look at the electrical provision, and it's nice to see a battery that's easy to access. Lift off the lid, it's under the floor, and you can check it. Maybe it's a pity there isn't space alongside for an additional one, but no matter. There's another thing that I would add, and that is the spare wheel. Well, there isn't a spare wheel, it's as simple as that. In this particular model, it comes with what is known as a fix and go kit, and in the event of a puncture, some punctures can be resolved by the injection of this magic fluid. Now that's gone out of fashion a little bit because some punctures simply can't be resolved just by injecting a magic fluid. Well, if that sounds a lot of criticism, let's be fair. There are many, many good points. One of the positive points is the lounge. I'm sitting in really what is a masterful lounge. We've got, of course, these seats turned around, and if we add it all up, we could accommodate 8 people round for a get-together. And we could have pleasure sitting around the table, which is some substance. This is robust. And when the evening's over, it also has the benefit of a drop-down bed already made up, which is one of those special features of A-class motorhomes. Now, to sum up this nearly 7-year-old Pilote CityVan, there's one thing that stands out to me. For a price around £30,000, you are taking a step into the magnificent world of the A-class.